Hey everybody, E-Ray Taronic here, master weaver of mystery, suspense, thrillers, screenplays, and broadcaster of astrology. I know y'all say I'm a little too comfortable because I'm laying down on the couch, but I just ate and I'm tired, so y'all gonna get this astrology how I give it to you. All right, let's go. This is for Thursday, the 5th, of course. You can catch the written astrology when I post it Thursday morning, so you can see the exact aspects and how it affects every sign, each transit. The sun is in Aquarius at 16 degrees on Thursday, and it's making a faded yet karmic aspect to Jupiter retrograde in Cancer till about 2:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Of course, this pertains to friends, goals, and social groups, luck and expansion as well. This luck and expansion can be coming from someone from the past, or it could be something that you've been waiting for. It affects placements between any sign of 13 and 19 degrees. Under these energies, one can be lazy, passive, selfish, unless you have favorable aspects to these energies like Libra, Gemini, Sagittarius, or Aries between 13 and 19 degrees, in which case you'll be more active, more passionate as to your goals, assertive. You'll be more compassionate for other people, and more giving, or people will afford compassion to you and be giving to you and things like that. Okay. Some will be able to sit back and take advantage of other people doing the work. Others will have to put in the work, okay? Because these are lazy energies for some people. Some people might call off work sick or something like that, and then you have to take on more of the workload. Where you square these energies, like I said, you'll have to put in the work. One may be sick or in bad health, which can put a strain on a partnership. Like I said, even a work partnership, if somebody has to call in. Some people may have to care for someone else, so they may miss work because they're caring for someone else. Some can be suffering from some type of impotence, or the partner is just mean, just cold, things like that. This can also be nervous, sensual, and passionate energies. So with it being passionate, some people might miss work because they getting it in. Anyway, let me stick to it. If you utilize your pioneering and leadership skills, you can achieve success in your own town or even at a distance from you. Careers in science and the arts and religion are favored. Just beware of showing compassion or generosity to people who don't deserve it, which you might do, or somebody might show you generosity when you don't deserve it, or compassion. Check the astrology Thursday morning to see how it's affecting each placement, as I said before. That's going on up until 2:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, in addition to that, while that's going on, there's a 1 hour and 45-minute transit that's happening too. And it starts at 4:32 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, early in the morning. Lasts for 1 hour and 45 minutes. The moon in Libra will be at 0 degree, and it'll be opposing Neptune and Aries. This affects placements between 0 and 3 degrees of Libra and Aries, and it impacts your relationships, your partnerships, even in career, home and family, either of those sectors. In fact, it squares those sectors. So you could be working on a relationship, or your image within a relationship that deals with career or home and family. Whether you're working on the way you appear to another, or you're having an issue obtaining a wish, a desire, a fantasy, or a dream, just be sure that it's not a delusion, or you're not dealing with someone who's delusional. Like I said, it squares the areas of Capricorn and Cancer between 0 and 3 degrees. As a side note, this can heighten your intuition, make you or someone else more emotionally sensitive, make someone else more intuitive, increase spiritual awareness. It can also leave you confused where you have challenging aspects to the energy. So where you have placements in Cancer and Capricorn between that 0 and 3 degrees, or even, I would say, I think I would go with probably Pisces and Taurus. Yeah. Pisces and Taurus. Between those degrees, you could be dealing with escapism, illusions. You could have blurred reality. You could be having bad dreams or just weird dreams. It's important to ground yourself if you're dealing with things like that. And the easiest way to ground yourself is to walk outside barefoot. So there you go. Under these energies, starting at this 4:32 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can be independent, assertive, affectionate, aggressive, tough, passionate, overprotective, especially with family members, you or someone else. So avoid being self-righteous because it could lead to an argument or a physical fight. Especially if you're like getting into an argument over the kids or something like that. Somebody's protecting their kids, you know how that can be. Here, someone is making themselves more equipped to face life struggles by utilizing their strength or their intellect, okay? One protects their rights and their assets under these energies, and there is a possibility for a loss, so don't allow temptations or vices or addictions to prevail over your major goals, because you can be taken advantage of or seduced, you know, under these energies. Even if it's something as small as maybe your kid wants to buy something and you're like, okay, I'll give you the money, even though it's not smart to give them the money because it's too much money. And then your partner's like, why are you doing that? You shouldn't do that. And you get into an argument because, you know, you're being overprotective over your kid and fighting back and saying, no, I'm going to give him this money. It could be any of those things. I'm just trying to give you kind of an idea of the scenarios that can kind of take place. Also, up until 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so 15 minutes after the sun shifts, all day up until 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Mercury in Aquarius at 27 degrees will be squaring Uranus and Taurus, okay? So hopefully no arguments pop off late Wednesday night, because that's actually when this transit is going to start. Either way, unexpected communication can come your way. This can be a challenge or something that requires effort, where you have placements between 24 and 29 degrees of Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, and Leo. You're affected by these energies. On a mundane level, you can subtly come up with a genius idea. Just avoid rebellious thinking, shrewd thinking in a negative way, and communicating erratically, okay? Because these energies can make you kind of nervous and some people arrogant. Communication, under these energies, you could also be overindulgent to the point of turning others away, okay? So if you go out Wednesday night, you get drunk, or you go out Wednesday night and you gamble all the money up, you could come home, get into an argument, and nobody will want to be around you. Or you can come home, acting a fool, piss your kids off, and they don't want to be around you. Be mindful of that. These are active, ambitious, conceited energies. If you lack competence, you can see your objectives failing. So you make sure you put in the work. If you don't fail because someone else is helping you, and that communication comes in, or they're protecting you or being kind to you, say thank you, because you couldn't do it alone. Now, moving along to another 1 hour and 45-minute transit. By 10:08 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the moon in Libra at 3 degrees will be trining Pluto in Aquarius. So placements between 0 and 6 degrees of Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini, you're privy to this blessing. I would even say Sagittarius and Leo placements can receive some type of benefit as well, or some type of assistance or opportunity or something like that. Either way, a transformative blessing comes in where you have those placements between 0 and 6 degrees, and it could be coming in through a relationship or a partnership, and it could be through business. It doesn't have to be through like a romantic relationship, but it can be. It could even be a friendship. This pertains to friends, goals, and social groups primarily. This looks good for intense, loyal relationships, strong intuition and psychic insights, and even emotional resilience, and the ability to handle things is naturally favored under this transit. If you have placements between 0 and 3 degrees of Pisces, you could have to utilize your intelligence, your strategic thinking, your knowledge, your wisdom, or your creativity, because Pallas is in Pisces, okay? But anyway, under these energies, starting at 10:08 a.m. and going for 1 hour and 45 minutes. One can be orderly, friendly, pleasant, obliging, calm, reliable, and even fair. Here is where one does not miss out on a good opportunity, even if it's being offered by somebody who's unworthy or somebody who crossed you in the past, even if you didn't know about it or weren't supposed to know about it. Be sure to be discerning, though, and learn from past mistakes. This is where one can start over fresh, second chances. A hardship is overcome. One may be honored or put in a high position or a status because of their skills. Either way, they earned whatever this blessing is, this person that gets this blessing. Careers in politics, diplomacy, finance, and the transportation industry are favored. Financial success can be had even in real estate. And some may acquire money illegally, including money laundering, embezzling, forgery, or, forging official documents, stealing, stuff like that. Moving along. Until about 10:15 Eastern Standard Time, Venus in Aquarius at 23 degrees will be sextiling Chiron in Aries. So in the morning, by up to 10:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so that means up to 9:15 a.m. Central Standard Time, Venus will be sextiling Chiron in Aries. This is about romance, finances, and pleasure pursuits, okay? Assistance or an opportunity can be granted or received. Granted or received. Some are getting money to heal a financial struggle they've been going through. Maybe you're offering somebody a fun time, some assistance, an opportunity, or just to heal your image, Where you have placements between 20 and 26 degrees of Aquarius, Aries, Gemini, and Sagittarius in your chart, you're privy to these energies. Leo and Libra placements between that 20 and 26 degrees can see some type of benefit as well. This is an opportunity to heal wounds in a partnership, to improve your self-worth, to heal emotional pain that you may have caused, to foster deeper, more compassionate relationships or partnerships in general, even with friends. If you need or want to make up for something or heal something, do it by 10:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday because the energies are more favorable. Under these energies, one can be more brave, intuitive, curious, intellectual, artistic, and have literary talents. They could be weak-willed and carefree, though, but cheerful at the same time. Those who are sick can push forward to overcome that obstacle, even if it's through some type of assistance that somebody gives you. One may have a weakness for the opposite gender, though, under these energies, and allow them to either tell them what to do or to take over, whether it's a boss, a co-worker, a sibling, a business partner, a friend, a child. It could be, anybody. Now, moving along, by 2:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that's where the sun will shift to Aquarius at 17 degrees for 24 hours. This pertains to friends, goals, and social groups, and it affects placements between 14 and 20 degrees of any sign, okay? You can check my astrology, the written astrology, on Thursday on my Facebook in the morning to see how it's affecting every sign. Under these energies, one can be more to themselves. They can be withdrawn, antisocial, envious, and selfish. Unless, of course, you have favorable aspects to these energies, you won't be withdrawn and antisocial. You'll be coming out more, or somebody who's been withdrawn or antisocial with you will come and talk to you. They won't be so envious. You won't be selfish. You'll be more compassionate, or someone will be compassionate toward you if you have favorable aspects like Sagittarius or Aries or Libra or Gemini between 17 and 24 degrees. Success can be had in investigating or policing. It's advised not to use your cleverness or what you find out to hurt other people or to cause trouble, though. Like if two people aren't talking anymore, or two people don't like each other or something like that, don't go to one person and brag about the other person or say how good they're doing or how good they look and, different things like that, or that you talk to them or something like that, because it could set them off. It can make them sad, make them want to seclude themselves, make them not want to talk to you anymore. You could lose a friend that way. They'll want to go and lick their wounds to the side, and that could be part of what's making them antisocial and withdrawn. And that could be going on, like I said, for 24 hours, starting at 2:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday up until Friday, around that time. Okay. If you're one of the people that are feeling down, make sure you open up and talk to others to lift your spirits, okay? Now, moving along to the last transit I want to talk about. It's a 1 hour and 45-minute transit, and it starts at 9:28 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when the moon in Libra at 9 degrees will be making a faded yet karmic aspect to the North Node in Pisces. This can be a unique situation or challenge because it's quincunx as it pertains to higher goals or aspirations. It can deal with a partnership or a relationship. It affects placements between 6 and 12 degrees of Libra and Pisces. And it speaks as to needing balance or needing to reconcile what makes you emotionally secure with what your actual life's purpose is. A change is required, and it can be bittersweet, but it's getting you out of your comfort zone, and it's for your soul's growth. And I know it could be uncomfortable, as you're realizing this, but you got to kind of ask yourself, do your habits align with your higher self, with your good health, with your forward growth, with your evolution? Under these energies, one can be evil, hateful, careless, stubborn, fiery, discerning, and independent. So beware of leaving your children alone or to their own devices, especially if they or if you have placements between 6 and 12 degrees of Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, and or Aries. If they're grown, then oh well, you did the best you could with them, hopefully. There is the possibility that somebody could get locked up, though, if they don't hold it together, if they don't keep their morals about them, okay? Or they might need some type of mental help. Regardless, under these energies, success and recognition can be had in careers or within talents that initiate in careers, or where it pertains to you utilizing your talents by initiating something, or initiating something by utilizing your talents. Religion, law, and literature are favored. A hurdle can be overcome, prejudices can be fought, and an injustice can be abolished. Remember, this is at 9:23 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if it's Central Standard Time, 28 p.m. If it's Central Standard Time, it's going to be 8:28 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it goes on for 1 hour and 45 minutes. So watch yourself Thursday night and your kids. Okay? Thanks for sticking around for the daily astrological update. You can check the written astrology on Thursday when I post it on my Facebook page at author E. Ray Taronic. Bye now.